Welcome, everyone, to the Meaningful Hearts Podcast, where we discuss the everyday questions that make us or break us if we let them. I am your host, Drew. Take my hand and let's walk this journey together. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. How is everyone doing on this fine Sunday? Maybe if you get this on Sunday, I'm not really sure. But I just want to welcome everyone back to another episode. And today we're going to be talking about something that we all use, something that we all are probably guilty of. Are you addicted to your phone? That little device that's in your pocket? Are you addicted to it? Do you catch yourself waking up and having your phone in hand? You haven't left your bed yet, and you're already scrolling. Is that you? Are you that person? I'm that person. I'm that person. I'm checking my social media. I'm checking my stocks. I'm checking everything. I wake up and that's like the first thing I grab for, right? I want to see what's going on in the world. I feel like I fell asleep and I woke up and so many things have changed, and some things have changed, you know? But we find ourselves digging through our phones, right? You don't even realize that you're doing it, right? Until then you catch yourself moments later. And maybe you have to wake up by a certain time, right? So you hit your snooze button on your alarm clock, and then you start looking at your phone. Yeah, let me check Instagram real quick, right? Let me check it out. Let's see how it's doing. And then you move over to Facebook, right? You're on Facebook. You're commenting, or you're looking at comments, or you're looking at what people have posted. And now you're moments in, right? Not moments in, you're minutes in, right? You know, now you're late to get out of bed and get ready for your day, but you were distracted. Now, this happens probably multiple times a day before you even leave your house, right? Before you even get out the door, you've probably checked your phone after you got up, maybe went to the bathroom, you're on your phone again. Then while you're, getting ready, you keep peeping at your phone, right? You keep checking your apps, right? And then the day kicks off, right? You check your phone so much, and that's just the beginning of the day, right? The day just literally started, And then before you know it, your phone starts blowing up with text messages, right? Everybody wakes up, your group chats start to, get alive, and people start talking, There's tons of different groups, right? We all have different types of friends. Maybe there's your softball team, and maybe there's your stock people, and maybe there's your work friends, and maybe there's your personal friends, and then maybe, that's a lot. I'm already overwhelmed, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of things going on. Remember, these are just messages. This is not even your social media, right? So what do, right? We're tending to every conversation. Alone, that's a task, right? Because you have to respond to everyone as well as read everyone's comments, right? And that does not include your work phone if you have one, right? Or your emails, right? So you're catching up, you're responding by default, and and then you end up looking at your social media apps again, and you're sitting in the car. You haven't even started the car yet. You're at your house and you're sitting in your car and you're checking your phone again. How many people? I wish I could see a raise of hands of how many people are doing this, right? We're all guilty of it. I would love to just see, if you guys took a tally, right? Took a piece of paper and really just tallied up how many minutes you spent going through your phone, right? Subconsciously, the amount of time that is spent on your phone is insane. We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of doing this in a small form or a big one, right? Now, is it really entirely your fault, right? Not really, right? Part of our daily lives and how we communicate is, in this current world is on our mobile phone or computer, right? So I guess it's your fault in the sense of actually participating in it, but that's how we communicate, right? That's how all of us communicate. We have short forms of communication. We don't call each other anymore and have these long conversations. It's very rare that we do that. So we text message, right? We send messages to each other, and you spur of the moment, you get an idea, you text somebody, hey, do you have this? And then you move about your day until they respond, right? So these conversations are fragments of longer conversations just broken down, and you have them throughout the course of the day, right? They're not actually They're not at once. So you can have these multiple conversations. So pretty much you're having like all these conversations all at once. They happen at multiple times during the day, but you're not stuck on one phone call. It's very interesting. It's a really good way, I guess, to communicate in the sense where you can, manage all your friends and family and girlfriends, boyfriends, or whoever, right? But at the end of the day, how much time is wasted on that, right? Now, some of it is business, some of it is communication for specific reasons, and then you're on your apps, right? You're on your leisure apps. You look at clothing. You check your favorite celebrities, Instagram, and you're on there seeing what they posted. You might comment under their picture, right? But I'm just curious, has anybody actually went on to their iPhones, if you have an iPhone, and checked on screen time, right? Put that on. It literally tells you how much time is spent in each app, for how long. It gives you a chart on how many minutes. Maybe some of you have used that. I'd like for you guys to turn that on, right? Turn that on. I want you guys to turn it on if you haven't. If you haven't even known that it existed, yes, your phone can monitor everything. I want you to turn that on and see how much time you're spending on what specific app. This is good for productivity too as well, right? So maybe you're spending too much time on Instagram and you want to stay more focused on your studies or your work or whatever you're doing, right? Now you can pinpoint where most of your time is going, right? And you say, wow, I spent 45 minutes, sitting on Instagram, or I spent 45 minutes going on Snapchat. Like I spent all that time in there and I'm trying to read this book or I'm trying to do this thing. So now you can consciously combat that. Every time you unknowingly go to pick up your phone to go check your app, you stop yourself, right? Because now you're setting an intention, right? Set your phone face down when you have idle time, right? Don't have it up, because even if you have it on vibrate, you're going to check your screen every time it lights up for a notification, right? You don't want to, and you also don't want to neglect your friends and family, your spouse, your children, by being on your phone all the time, right? There's so many different reasons why we try to stay away from our phones, right? But I want you guys to be intentional about this, right? I really want you guys to be intentions. I swear, every episode, I forget how to speak. I don't know what it is. It's just like one of those things, right? You're just you have so much to say and just like your mind's like, no, you're not allowed to speak today. But, chances are you're going to feel like it's like an itch that you have to scratch. It's like, oh, I need my phone. I need it. It's like right there. I need it. And then you tell yourself, you smack yourself in the head like, no, I can't do that because I have something more productive to do, right? Something more important, I want you to make a list of some activities that you can do in your downtime that will help you, right? I'm sure you all have some sort of task or something that you have to take care of, right? That's been neglected. And I want you to make intentions to spend more time in that. So you're trading off that time that you spend on your cell phone, the extracurricular time on your cell phone. I want you to take that time and trade it in for a task that you're trying to take care of. I don't care if it's a book, 45 minutes of book reading a day. I don't know, you're journaling, a course, whatever it is. If 45 minutes is all you have, or 45 minutes is all you have to trade at that point, I want you to be productive with it, and I want you to do something with it. I want you to take that time, and I want you to trade it in for something worth it, right? When you go to Dave & Buster's, or you go to a fair or a place where you get those tickets, right? And then you go all the way, you spend all this money, you get all these tickets, and then you're like, oh man, I'm going to go cash it in for a prize, right? Well, all that time you waste, those are going to be those tickets, right? You're going to take that time, those tickets are your time, and now you're going to barter it for a small pencil with an eraser. No. You're going to barter it for something way better. Gifting yourself knowledge, gifting yourself the ability to do some sort of activity that's going to be constructive, right? And it's going to help you. I think that's important. 45 minutes is great. You could literally work out in 45 minutes. You could do insanity. I always talk about insanity, but it is like some of these workouts are about an hour long to 45 minutes, or so. But as I'm saying, like, you could round that up. Maybe you want to give yourself an hour. Add yourself Put on another 15 minutes. Don't be stingy. You could do that. I believe in you guys. I want to help you. I'm guilty of this. As we speak, I'm trading in some tickets for some time. I'm doing the same thing. I'm not preaching. I'm not on my soapbox. I promise. This is something I started consciously doing last summer. I started really paying attention to how much I use my phone. And now what I try to do is, instead of listen, depending on what type of business you're trying to do or what type of lifestyle you're trying to live, social media is not a bad thing. It's really not. But it can be used as a tool. It's either you're consuming it or you're contributing to it, right? Now what I do is I've made I made separate social media, profiles for other things that I'm doing. But for the Meaningful Hearts podcast, I spend most of my time in there when I go on Instagram. I don't even go to my personal account anymore. I'm trying to just contribute to the community and help you guys out and reach out to you guys and give you guys better content. And I spend all that time doing that. And I also collaborate with other people in the space. I want to just spread knowledge, and I want to also, talk it up with you guys. Maybe you'll discover, the Meaningful Hearts podcast if you haven't already, or maybe that's why you're here right now. But I spend it contributing, not consuming. I'm not sitting there consuming. I'm contributing. That's my activity. So if I'm going to spend 25, 30 minutes at a clip on a social media app, it's got to be contributing. It's got to be something that's contributing to what I'm doing. Start to, even if you do use your Instagram a lot or whatever social media, maybe create another profile that's just positive things that get you amped up to go do something, big, but not garbage. It's like a diet. It's like you want to put some vegetables in there. You want to put some, some clean things in there. All you want is for your brain. It's like your brain food. It's not the Kardashians. It's not what happened in sports. Create another social media account. Try that. I guess that's the ultimate step. Baby steps, we'll do baby steps, but eventually I want you guys to try that, because we desensitize ourselves to the world when we just consume all this garbage on social media too, right? So maybe that'll help you. Maybe you'll be less inclined to hit your social media as often when it's only brain food and you're only doing it to learn some stuff. And then you'll be a little more balanced and you'll go about your day and you'll do some other stuff. Like I said, small steps leading to bigger steps, right? But you got to be conscious of this and you got to do it, right? I know the future of the world is online, right? We all know that. And as you can see in the past decade, print media became the blogs, right? Our TV became YouTube and radio shows became podcasts. And I'm grateful for all of those things. But I also want you to be conscious of what you're consuming, right? I want you to be conscious of what you're spending your time doing. Because in the end of the day, this podcast is about growth, right? I mean, I hope you're entertained by this podcast, but this is about growth. I want to hear from you. You can help me grow. I want to help you guys grow. So we have to be actively seeking this. I don't want you to consume my podcast just for fun. I want you to take something from this, and I want you to exercise and do these things. This is how you grow a community too. And maybe the future podcasters in this audience right here, and you guys are going to contribute, and maybe we'll work together. Who knows? This is the beautiful part of this all, right? This is why you're here. Well, this is why I hope you're here. I want proactive people. I don't want people that are just going to sit here and just zone out and listen just because they need something to listen to. There's plenty of other podcasts that are just stories, right? I don't want to do that. I want you guys to be proactive. I want you guys to grow, I just want you to be aware of how much you're consuming, right? You don't eat fast food every day, right? I hope not, And if you do, please stop that shit. It's terrible. Make sure you're feeding your brain with stuff that's good and makes it stronger, right? You're not using old wilted lettuce. It's the same thing. This is exactly it. Feed your body good food, feed your brain good material, challenge your brain. This all comes from practice. And I'm not telling you to do it overnight. Nobody's asking you to do that. I just want you guys to be conscious of it. I want you guys to be, honest with yourselves. I lost myself in social media. I lost myself in, I have multiple devices now. I'm sure everyone has multiple devices, an iPad, an iPhone, a Samsung tablet or whatever. Whatever you guys have, Android. And you Android users, I'm not an Android user myself, but I'm sure there's an accountability app on there that tells you how much time you're spending on apps as well. I'm sure it's just not an Apple thing. I'm sure it's across the board. So take a look at that, guys. Let me know what you find. Let me know how often you use your device, right? And for what? Let me know. I'm very interested to know. And maybe you've already stumbled upon this and it's something you're already working on, awesome. I would love to know what you did and how you've progressed since, right? That's also the thing too. I want to see a follow-up. I want follow-ups. I want to know how it's been. Has it been hard? Is it like going cold turkey, like quitting smoking or maybe not drinking coffee? Like, how does it feel? Has it made your life better? I know that it's made my life better. I love to entertain myself and I love to do things that don't really require much brain power, I guess, in a sense, where I'm just chilling. But in reality, let's do less of that and more of the productive stuff. We all have a goal that we want to reach in our lives. And if you don't make the attempt and you go and try, if you don't do that, you're not going to get new results, right? You're not going to get anything new out of your life. And you're going to see that your life year over year is the same as it was the year before. Not good. Not good, guys. We're running a marathon, This finite amount of time we have left on this earth, we want to make it count, right? We want to make it really, really count. So I'm going to leave it there. All my addicts out there with their cell phones in hand, multiple cell phones, multiple devices. I love you guys. I do. Come in for a hug. I'm going to hug you guys virtually. I have my eyes closed. My arms are reaching out wide. Squeeze all you guys up. Ugh. I love you guys. Thank you much. All right. Thank you very much for listening. I love you all. Have a good night.